It's still way too early in the year for me to be finding mushrooms outside in Alberta, but I'm starting to get so excited to finally get back out into the woods and start looking for mushrooms again. In the meantime though, I thought it would be fun to share with you some super cool and relatively rare mushrooms that I found last season. I go looking for mushrooms probably every single day in the spring, summer, and fall, and these two finds were very special for me. Now, if you've never gone mushroom hunting, I can't recommend it enough. It's super fun to explore and see what you can find. Even if you aren't looking to eat the mushrooms that you find, it's still fun to explore. And once you start learning about the mushrooms around you, you'll start to see the forest in a whole new light. On the other hand, if you are someone who likes to hunt for mushrooms, please let me know in the comments below about some of your greatest finds, whether that be rare mushrooms you found, a huge haul of edibles you discovered, or something memorable that happened to you while you're foraging. I would love to hear your stories. Okay, so the first mushroom I wanted to talk about today is super rare in Alberta, and the way I found it was also pretty serendipitous. You see, Tegan had reposted someone else's stunning photo on our Instagram feed of a mushroom that I had never seen before. I thought it looked super cool, but I didn't think too much of it. But later that day, I was walking in the woods and boom, there it was. I honestly couldn't believe it, especially as, I came to find out how rare this thing actually is to find in Alberta. So do you know what it is yet? The mushroom is called Rhodotus palmatus, otherwise known as the wrinkled peach or the rosy vein cap. It's called that because, well, it kind of looks like a wrinkled peach. The name palmatus was actually chosen because the cap kind of looks like the wrinkles on the palm of your hand. Taxonomists had a heck of a time trying to classify this mushroom, so much so that they had to create a whole new genus. That's why Rhodotus palmatus is a monotypic species, meaning the only Rhodotus is in fact Rhodotus palmatus. And you can see here, it's the wrinkles in the cap, and if you look down there, you can see there's some tiny little pins of mushrooms that didn't quite make it to become full fruits, but a nice little cluster of this mushroom coming out of where there was a knot in the tree. So it is a gilled mushroom. It has pink or cream colored spores apparently, and it's saprophytic, which is why it's growing on this fallen log, this really old fallen log. Rhodotus? Don't step on it. Don't you step on it. If you do want to go look for it, you're most likely to find it during cooler weather and cooler temperatures after long periods of rain. Now, Rhodotus doesn't have any distinct smell to my nose, but apparently some people report that it has this unbearably bad smell. It's possible that this is the case where some people are genetically predisposed to detecting the smell and others aren't. I'm not really sure. But if this mushroom, and you found it before, has a distinctive smell to you, it'd be cool to let me know in the comments below. Of course, what everybody wants to know is it edible? And the answer is maybe, but not really worth it either way. Although not specifically reported as poisonous, I can't think of any reason why you'd actually want to eat it. It's rubbery, it's usually small, it's hard to find, and it's apparently not all that tasty, according to the brave few that have tried this mushroom. Now, the second mushroom I wanted to talk about today is commonly known as the green elf cup, also known as Cholorocioboria. I'm not going to try and pronounce it. Now, this mushroom is relatively common, but to actually see the fruiting bodies is relatively rare, which is why I was so excited to find it last summer. Now, you might be wondering what makes this mushroom so special. Well, first of all, it just looks super cool. It has these really deep blue-green colors that are stunning to see. The Latin name actually means becoming green and describes the way that the mycelium actually stains the wood that it grows on with a deep green color. This green staining is because of a special pigment called xylidine that is unique to this mushroom. The resulting green wood, sometimes referred to as green oak, has a long history of decorative woodworking dating back all the way to the 15th century, where woodworkers would lay in pieces of this green wood into these really unique designs. Now, if you want to find this unique mushroom, you should be looking for well-decayed, barkless logs on the side of trails. If you see some green-stained wood or green-stained logs on the side of a trail, but you don't see the mushrooms, there's a good chance that that green stain was a result of these mushrooms, and if you go back, there's a really good chance that you might see the mushrooms at some point. So that's it. I just wanted to share these mushrooms with you, and again, please share in the comments below stories about your favorite mushroom finds, or even about different mushrooms that are on your bucket list that you're excited to go look for this spring, summer, and fall. And if you want to learn more about the magic of mushrooms, be sure to subscribe to this channel for weekly videos. We'll see you in the next one.